Hi, everybody. Hello, hello. It's me, Michelle Thomas. I hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome to Transformation Tuesday. Today, we are talking about all of the different ways that we sabotage our own happiness and joy. So, how do we do that? So, a lot of times, we end up walking through life thinking, okay, well, why am I not happy? I'm doing things, I have success, maybe I have the job that I've always wanted, but yet it still feels like joy is a little bit elusive. So, what does that mean? Like, how are we sabotaging our own joy and happiness? So, let me share a few different ways that we do it and then some tips on how we can unravel that so that we can really truly find joy and happiness in our lives. So, first things first, one of the things that I always want to say about this is if you don't actually know what makes you happy, right? A lot of times we end up not even focusing on the things that bring us joy. So, figuring out all of the different things that bring you joy, like start a list, right? When you do something, you're like, oh my God, I'm so happy right now. Write that down. Figuring out the things that make you happy and feel fulfilled. Here's the thing, right? Our society has told us for a really long time what we're supposed to want in this world, what we're supposed to see as being successful. But until you can unravel that and really see what brings you joy, because it's not going to be the same thing for everyone. Like having the brand new Mercedes in the driveway may not bring you joy. Like that's not my thing. It may make someone else extremely happy to drive a fancy German engineered car that handles really well. And that might bring them joy. Other people, it may be having freedom, like time to be able to spend with their family, time and space to rest, to recharge, to go hiking, the nature, right? Figuring out the things that bring you joy is sort of the first step, right? Because a lot of us don't even know what that is. We're so busy living life and adulting and thinking, all right, I have to go after that next big win. I have to go after that next big title in my job, whatever it is, and not actually taking time to understand what makes them happy and then doing more of that, right? So, other ways that we can sabotage our own happiness is, a lot of times it has to do with the things that we do. So, it's the things that we say, right? Are you speaking in integrity? Are you living your life not gossiping and always kind of complaining? Right? Like when you start finding things to be joyful for, you start expressing yourselves in a more optimistic way, right? It's also about the way that you think, right? Again, if you're constantly thinking, all right, when is the next shoe going to drop, right? If you're actually happy and you're sitting there living in fear of, well, I'm feeling happy, so something has to be going wrong soon. That negative thinking and that's a wound, right? That's a wound that you need to sort of unravel. It's probably living in your inner child somewhere where things always your parents are always wait, well, something else is going to happen, like, okay, well, the refrigerator is going to go out, or what's next, right? So making sure that you're staying positive and being like, no, you know what, I'm going to live and enjoy this moment of peace and happiness and joy now, and stop catastrophizing the future, wondering, all right, what's next. As well as, the people that you spend time with is really important as well. Are you spending time with the people that uplift you, or are you spending time with people that drag you down? Take a look at your circle, your network of people, right? And here's the thing, we have to spend time with people that maybe we don't love and enjoy all the time. That doesn't mean you have to spend all of your time with them, right? So making sure that you're spending time with people who actually make you feel good, in whatever capacity that is, whether that be a friendship or a partner. It doesn't matter. Like spending more time with people who are uplifting and joyful people matters. It matters how you spend your time. Also, how you eat, how you drink, right? Paying attention to the foods. Are you eating nourishing foods? Are you eating foods that are like high vibrational? Are you eating fruits and vegetables and non-processed foods? All of that stuff again weighs your energy down and again makes you feel not great. And then you end up beating yourself up like, oh, I should be eating this way, I should be doing this. Like you end up going into this whole like beating yourself up. And so that also keeps you from really finding joy. Paying attention to the things that you watch on TV and that you're listening on the radio. It matters. Are you listening to programs that, again, uplift you, that inspire you? Or are you listening to, are you doom scrolling on TikTok or watching the news and listening to all the horrible things that are happening in the world? Like, paying attention to what you watch and listen to is also extremely important to your happiness. Also, recognizing the small things in life, recognizing those small wins, right? The things that you can be grateful for right now, all of the small little things in your life that are going well, even if things are sometimes not going great. Finding time to be grateful and to appreciate the small things in your life that are going well helps you to move out of that sort of feeling of, oh my God, my life sucks, right? Because again, it doesn't. Probably your whole life probably doesn't completely suck. Um, Again, paying attention to who you trust. Who are you putting trust in, right? Again, it goes back to those connections that I mentioned earlier, like making sure that you're spending time and you're trusting the people that are worthy and are in that have integrity. Those are the things that you need to make sure that you're putting your trust and faith in those types of people. And then also, again, society has told us like we're supposed to want, again, that new Mercedes in the car, in the driveway. We're supposed to want the big house. We're supposed to want all of these things. And here's the thing, that might not be what brings you joy. Over materialism is a thing, right? And then, of course, we have lots of other ways that we end up sabotaging our happiness and joy. And some of that is comparison, comparing, like, again, keeping up with the Joneses. It's about living with regrets. Do you have things in your life that you're like, God, I really wish I didn't do that, or that I had this? Living with regret is also another way that we end up sabotaging our happiness instead of living in the present moment and going, gosh, you know what? I'm appreciating this moment. I see the things that I have and I'm grateful for them. Not being able to accept what is, because again, there's a lot of things outside of our control. And so when we try to control all the things in our life, we end up like trying to hang on too tight. And we can't sometimes accept that sometimes life is just life. Sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes things go a little bit awry, but seeing that you can't necessarily control every single thing in your life and letting go of that and surrendering. Surrendering is also kind of key to finding your own happiness. Living in self-doubt, in fear, not being able to truly appreciate who you are and living authentically when we are wearing masks, right? When we are walking around living in a life that feels like a lie, right? When you're not being authentic and honest, not only with yourself, but with others, and showing up and being exactly who you are, that blocks our happiness, right? It's the difference between, wandering around with a cloud over your head or seeing like this beautiful sunshine. Being who you are, appreciating who you are, loving your personality. We are all unique beings. Stepping fully into that authentic self is key as well. Judgment, like living in judgment of others or ourselves. So stop. It's not your job to judge how other people are living, right? You need to just focus on you and what brings you happiness. So there's some other things that we also do to sabotage our happiness. And some of those are, we end up distracting ourselves and avoiding things that we need to do. That avoidance, right? Things that we don't want to confront, things that we don't want to face, things that we don't want to do. And then numbing, right? We end up numbing the way that we feel. Through alcohol, drugs, TV, social media, whatever it is, we end up numbing ourselves so that we're avoiding things that we need to feel and we need to express. Because I say this all the time, when you start swallowing your feelings, it really goes inside your body and begins to rot. And so the more you can express your feelings are not bad or good. You're here to express them. It's a way of your body telling you that something's going on, right? Being angry is not a bad feeling. Being angry is just saying, hey, someone is broaching a boundary that I have, or there's something that I disagree with. Like, anger is not a bad thing if you swallow it and it becomes rage, right? Because if you swallow things long enough, they build up, and they come and they get expressed in a way that becomes negative. Rage, feeling rage, like, is just a overexpression of anger. If you would express your anger at the time that you felt it, chances are it wouldn't come out as rage at some point down the road. So feeling the feelings, saying what you need to say, showing up authentically, all of these things, and really understanding what it is that brings you joy and happiness. Stop numbing the feelings, stop distracting yourself with, again, we live in this sort of really fast-paced consumption type consumerism, and that's again social media, TikTok. It's like, oh, I can just watch this and scroll and scroll and scroll. And here's the thing, like I do this too, right? I am no better than everybody out there, right? I do some of these things as well. But the more you can recognize them and go, oh wait, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm avoiding doing something because it feels challenging, or it feels like, oh, it's overwhelming, right? But the more that you can start facing and doing those things, the more you'll find joy. When you declutter your house, do you find that all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I feel like I can breathe again, right? It's because you've just like, you've started becoming overwhelmed with like the amount of stuff in your space. Like when you can clear that off, you go, oh my God, my mental space is clearer. I feel better. So again, I highly encourage you to start focusing on understanding the way that you feel happy and where that happiness comes from, because happiness doesn't come from other people. And I say that in not to say that you can't find happiness in a partner, but happiness has to come from within first. That is where your true happiness lies. It's not in, because that's like codependency, right? If I only feel happy when I'm around another person because they're feeding me, right? They're feeding me their energy. That's not actually having that light be lit from within. So I'm going to leave all of this with you. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope that you seek to find more happiness and joy in your life. Let me know one thing that you're going to do today that brings you joy. I want to know. And don't forget, I'm hosting Healing the Heart, a free workshop all about helping to heal your heart chakra. It's happening on Thursday, February 16th. I hope that you will join me. It's going to be an amazing event where we're going to dive in and we're going to start healing all the wounds that maybe we've carried and brought along with us, the baggage that you've been carrying from past relationships, as well as finding more self-confidence, more love, and being able to really take back your power and understand the ways that maybe you're sabotaging your own love, not only just for yourself, but how you make greater connections with others. So I hope you'll join me. You have to register. Go to radiantlivinghLC.com/events for all the details. It's happening again on February the 16th, and I will see you then. I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.